But for cylinder, if you are applying the same load P, let us say in case of cube you are applying load P and the stress was coming out to be P by 150 square, right? But in case of cylinder, if you are applying same load P, the stress, not FCK, let us say stress, sigma stress, right? In case of cylinder, if you are applying same, then the stress will come out to be P by pi by 4 into 150 square. Why? P divided by pi by 4 into 150 square. Why? Because the area of cylinder which is in contact with the upper and lower jaw, it is a circle, not a square. In case of a cube, it was a square. But in case of a cylinder, it is a circle. So what is the area of a circle? It is pi by 4 d square, right? So P divided by pi by 4 into 150 square. If you solve it, you will get 4 divided by 3.14 into P divided by 150 square. So here also we have P divided by 150 square. Here also we have P divided by 150 square. But in case of cylinder, this stress is multiplied by 4 divided by 3.14. What is 4 divided by 3.14? 1 point something, right? It means that for the same load, the cylinder is experiencing more stress because it is multiplied with a factor, right? So if for same load, cylinder is experiencing more stress as compared to cube, which one has a higher probability of failure? Obviously, cylinder will have a higher probability of failure because for the same load, it is experiencing more stress. Number one reason. Number two reason is about the slenderness ratio lambda. Now you know that we have a slenderness ratio lambda is equals to L upon R. L is the effective length, R is the radius of gyration, right? So the slenderness ratio in a case of cube, it is smaller as compared to the slenderness ratio in case of column. Why? Because column has a lesser diameter as compared to the length. So that is why it has a higher slenderness ratio, right? If a particular material or a particular structure has a higher slenderness ratio, then the probability or chances of its failure are higher as compared to the cubic structure because it has a lesser slenderness ratio. So it will fail like this. It will fail like this. This is the second reason. So that is why the cubic strength is greater than the cylindrical strength. Now, being a civil engineer, I cannot say greater, I cannot say more, I cannot say many. I have to specify a particular number. How much heavier, how much lighter, right? Similarly, I cannot say that it has more strength than cylinder. But how much is the strength? So, if you calculate, then you will come out to know that cubic strength is almost equal to 1.25 times of cylindrical strength. This is important. This is an important formula. Just note it down. Very important. That the cubic strength is almost equal to 1.25. Some books are also saying 1.26 times the cylindrical strength. This is important. Okay. Now the next thing which I am going to discuss is that what is the effect of shape? What is the effect of shape? For example, in this, even in your third year also you have done the experiment. So we used to do the strength test of a cubic concrete sample in 150 into 150 into 150 specimen, clear mold. Now, what will happen if I increase or if I decrease the size of the mold? Will my strength will increase or will it decrease? So it has a change in the strength. The size of the mold has a change in the strength. How much is the change? Let us discuss. And what is the factor which we apply to contradict that change? That we will also discuss.